Thanks, guys. It's no doubt that Roger Callard is a very strong man. I mean, just look at him right here. And the former Spartan defenseman loves this rivalry and is happy it comes a little bit earlier this season.
It's always a great game. It's always a very heated rivalry, and the fans love it because the fans really get into it. I was going to bring my Michigan State, that little plastic helmet, but I thought that'd be too much, but I am wearing a little green.
Retired bodybuilder Roger Callard is a Spartan through and through. The MSU alum played cornerback for the Green and White from 1968 to 1972 and got a front row seat to speeches from legendary coach Duffy Daugherty.
He said, "Aspire to greatness, shoot high, and you'll never be disappointed." And I never forgot that.
Callard grew up 46 miles away from the university in Brady Township, and it was there where he discovered his love for football and weightlifting. And when he stepped on MSU's campus, his passion for both grew even more.
In my time at Michigan State, I learned how to push myself and how to train intelligently and diligently and consistently.
Roger wasn't covering wideouts on the gridiron, he was setting records off of it.
I did 50 reps with 300 pounds in the squat with 5 judges. It was an odd lift contest, and that record still survives to this day.
And after MSU, Roger would hang up the cleats and pick up the dumbbells at Venice Beach, where he trained to become a bodybuilder. And during his 14-year professional career, Roger won over 10 competitions, including Mr. USA in 1975. From there, Roger segued into another career and says playing defensive back had a big part in his performances.
You're running backwards, making a decision as it unfolds. So I think it also helped me in acting because you learn to react.
Roger's acting career is still ongoing, and he was in hit shows such as Charlie's Angels Renegade and Walker Texas Ranger. And through all of his success, it still go green and beat those guys in Mays.
If you look rivalry up in the dictionary, it's 2 teams competing for the same objective on the same field. You know, even though you're a player, you're a fan of the game. And you might hate the other players, but you respect them.
And Roger says even though it was way back in the day, the atmosphere at this game was the same when he was on campus in the late 60s. And back to you guys.
Continuing our team coverage now of the return to college. It's always hard to move away from home, but a Mid-Michigan basketball star is making a cross-country trek in the middle of this pandemic. Our Brandon Green has a story.
Carrington Wiggins led the My Bears in three-point makes last season. So before he goes off to college to play basketball at Montana State Billings, Carrington, you know we have to test that jump shot of yours.
Oh, yeah.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm always ready.
All right, so what we got here today is a little bit of a shooting competition. We're going to shoot 5 shots from these spots, and whoever makes the most, of course, wins. You want to go first?
No, you can go first.
All right. I ain't afraid, no pressure.
Okay, good shot. I see you.
Yeah, you don't know, boy. All right, your turn.
Ooh. There you go. 2 in a row.
Okay, so Wiggins proved he is the better shooter than me, which is why he's going to Montana State University Billings on a full basketball scholarship. And moving more than 22 hours away is a huge step, but Wiggins' upbringing has prepared him for it.
Basically raised up at the YMCA, so we saw Kyle Kuzma, Miles Bridges, tough Jair Greer, tough players that was growing up. But yeah, it was only right, grew up with those guys and actually showcased my talent as well.
And Wiggins couldn't even visit his future campus in person because of COVID-19. Also, the Great Northwest Athletic Conference has already canceled the first 8 games of the basketball season. Still, Wiggins isn't letting the uncertainty of his first season control his attitude.
I believe in making the best out of any opportunity I get, so if we had those 22 games, I'm going to play my heart out those 22 games. All that stuff that my dad told me or Coach Schmidt told me, I've applied that to the game, and plus working out, hard work, and now I'm here going to another school.
And Wiggins leaves for Montana on Saturday. Reporting from Grand Blanc Township, I'm Brandon Green, ABC 12 News. Michigan State head coach Mel Tucker said that the quarterback competition is wide open this week. So wide open, in fact, that backups like Noah Kim and Theo Day, along with Rocky Lombardi and Peyton Thorne, will all be competing for that starting quarterback spot. And if we put their faces into this wheel right here and then hit the spin button, maybe we can tell who's going to be the starting quarterback for the Spartans.
You know, there's nothing set in stone on this team, so you know, every position is an evaluation every day, and show us what you can do and earn your spot. You know, earn your playing time. You know, earn your right to be able to even stay on the team. And guys are going to give effort, and if they don't give effort and they don't want to be, then they're going to be excused. You know, they're going to be removed. We don't have time for that.
Coach Tucker may not get to see his final depth chart selection take the field this Saturday against Maryland. The Terps had to cancel their game against Ohio State last week due to COVID cases in the program. And on Monday, UMD did not practice and says this Saturday's game is still up in the air. But Coach Tucker is preparing like it's a normal week.
It's not even crossing my mind that we're not going to play. You know, we're not even thinking about that. We're watching the tape, meeting, installing, you know, getting ready to practice. We're ready, you know, getting ready to go.
Still, game or not, Coach Tucker is determined to find 11 guys on offense, defense, and special teams who are ready and willing to play the Spartan way. Reporting for ABC 12 Sports, I'm Brandon Green.
Brandon Green, he spoke to some of those teams, a part of the new pilot program. What are they saying, Brandon?
Yeah, thanks, Jason. I'm here outside the home of the defending state champs, the D1 state champs, the Davidson Cardinals, who finally get a chance to truly defend their title. And for all coaches around Mid-Michigan, it's still wait and see exactly what this pilot program is. But let's put that on the back burner, because right now it feels like Santa Claus has got on his sleigh and came here to Mid-Michigan early and brought early presents to these athletes. Now, when I spoke to coaches during the pause, they just wanted a chance to play for a championship, and now after about a month of waiting, they get that opportunity. And with the MSHAA's new plan, practice is going to start as soon as possible, which is going to present new problems for teams, and if they're going to be practicing during the holidays, which hasn't been an issue before.
They're going to have to practice on Christmas Day, so yeah, they're going to get a nice practice in for their Christmas present. We're going to have to practice on New Year's Day. We're going to have to practice on New Year's Eve. It'll be fun. Obviously, we're very excited and couldn't be more happy for the kids.
I haven't had a chance to speak with them all. Had a lot of text messages coming through. They've been waiting a long time. Obviously, my team as well as all the other teams that are out there just waiting to, hear an announcement that, what's going on. So it's great to hear for all the sports.
And while it's happiness for fall coaches, it's more of a waiting game for the winter coaches who still have to wait and see when their season is going to start. But we'll hear from them coming up at 6. Reporting live from Davidson High School, I'm Brandon Green, ABC 12 Sports.
Brandon Green joins us with more.
Thanks, Sydney. Michigan State head coach Tom Izzo said about 3 weeks ago that it would take a miracle for the Spartans to win the regular season Big Ten championship. Well, you could say that his prayers were answered, as for the third year in a row, the Spartans were raising a banner.
Coming back from where we were and the way the season was going and what everybody was going through, this has to go down as one of the great memory-making moments.
From the Iowa game, we needed every win after that in order to win the Big Ten, and kind of brought that mentality into every practice. Like, hey, we got to bring it every practice, and we got to get better today. We can't have any wasted days. And in the games, we just made sure that we took care of business every time.
Today's game against Ohio State was the final time for 4 seniors on Michigan State to take the court at the Brez, and for Cassius Winston, he sealed his Spartan legacy with a kiss.
Definitely had to be that last, right before the kiss. You know what I'm saying? You hear about the kiss. You got to kiss the floor, the kiss coming. You hear it, and then it's your turn. It's your turn. You oh, this is it. It's my last time out here. So I say that's probably the moment you kind of realize this is it for me. I'm on the back end of it. Not the end of my career, but just my time here as a Spartan is coming to an end.
And next up for Michigan State, they're going to be heading to Indy for the Big Ten tournament. And since they clinched the second seed today with the win over Ohio State, they won't have to play until Friday. At the Breslin Center, Brandon Green, ABC 12 Sports.
Greater Flint Afro-American Hall of Famer Tanya Edwards is winning personified. She has traveled around the world and has done nothing but collect championships and accolades along the way.
And now the champ has returned home to give back to her community. And as our Brandon Green explains, all new at 6, she's bringing a ton of knowledge to pass on to the next generation.
Why come back here to coach? Like, you've been coaching all over.
Well, Flint is home. Why not come back to Flint? Flint has a lot to offer, and you have a lot of young talent here.
Before becoming the head coach for the Carman Ainsworth girls basketball team, Tanya Edwards was a champion as a player, not just on the high school level, where at Flint Northwestern she won 2 state championships in the 80s, but on the collegiate level as well, while playing for the winningest women's college basketball coach ever, Pat Summitt.
I remember us walking outside of the pool one day, and she came, said, "Tanya, would you rather people like you or respect you?" And at that point, that was her way of telling me, hey, bring it every day.
Edwards didn't let her coach down, helping the University of Tennessee capture 2 NCAA championships, and as a freshman was named the tournament's most outstanding player in 1987. And after college, Edwards would go on to play professionally overseas, then in the American Basketball League, where she won 2 championships with the Columbus Quest, and in 1998 was drafted to the WNBA by the Minnesota Lynx. And while playing, Tanya was also pursuing another career path.
When I left Tennessee, I told Pat Summitt, I'm never going to coach. And lo and behold, I look back, I'm like, I'm coaching. I'm like, no.
From 1990 to 1995, Edwards coached at her alma mater, Northwestern, and won the Division A state championship in 1993 with a 27-0 record. And her coaching career will lead her to coach collegiately at Detroit Mercy and Alcorn State, then back to the WNBA in 2016 as an assistant coach, where she helped guide the Los Angeles Sparks to a championship. And through the purple and gold confetti, Tanya got to see the league fight for something bigger.
I'm extremely proud of the young ladies, because there's no place in athletics for racism or any of those type of injustices. And you know, it's funny because basketball always brings people together. So if we can come together at a game, why can't we come together out there on the street? But we have to make people aware all the time about what's going on and the different injustices that do happen on a daily basis. So we have to clamp down. The bottom line, and you know, things have to get better.
Get a little bit lower. That starts locally, and having Edwards, with all of her winning experience, return home will not only do wonders for the Carman Ainsworth girls basketball team, but for Flint.
That's the heart of a champion. That's a person that wants to leave a legacy. Now, she became successful and traveled all over the world as a champion, but then she said, I'm going back to where I came from, and I'm going to invest in those young people to let them know how it's done. So that's huge.
Sometimes you become big sister, you know, you're more than a coach. They always say, to whom much is given, much is required. So it's time, I guess, for me to come back and pay my dues.
Tanya Edwards is a winner, always has been, always will be. And for this community, it's great to see the Flintstone champ return to the Vehicle City. Reporting for ABC 12, I'm Brandon Green.